Welcome everyone to the Monday Afternoon Advocate News Meeting. I'm editor-publisher Chris Cobbler. With me as always to my left.
I'm Becky Cooper, managing editor.
And to my right.
Tony Melandrin, city editor.
Alright.
And feature actor for independent films.
And behind the camera.
Thomas Martinez, digital editor and show producer.
Executive producer. So let
Film festival snub.
I'll turn that
Snob.
down. Alright. Let us know what you think of the stories we're working on. Any suggestions you have for stories we should be working on. That's why we come on every weekday. Hi Ingra, how are you? Just chat away, Rebecca. We got a good trivia question to get things warmed up. At least I'll ask a musical question for you, Tony, because this one's after this. This is a sports question that's just for me and Tom, probably. Although Becky, you might know. What does the sports term up fake mean?
Up fake?
Up fake. I haven't looked at the answer, but I can
Do you know
demonstrate
what
for
sport
you.
it is?
Well, it doesn't say. It's a basketball term, but and so you're holding the ball.
And you act like you're going to be
guarding
shooting
me.
it.
You go up and you try to block it, and I pull back down and then shoot. You know, it's an up fake.
Okay.
Up fake.
Makes
That's
sense.
an up fake. So, although we could be totally wrong. Maybe it's something entirely else.
Is that a pump? Is that a, call that a pump?
Yeah, you could.
That's a pump fake.
Yeah, pump fake, up fake,
Yeah.
same thing. Here's the one for you, Tony. The hit musical Wicked is based on a 1995 novel by what author?
I don't know.
So,
Wicked.
Paula read,
offshoot of Wizard of Oz.
yeah, but it's a wholly different author.
It's a different book.
And Paula read the book, and it's nothing like the musical, honestly. So if you're gonna,
Have you seen the musical?
Oh yeah, a couple different times. It's my favorite musical, probably
Where'd you see it?
of all time. Saw it on Broadway, and then I saw it in Austin with the family, touring production. And it was awesome. But
I saw it in San Antonio.
Paula read the book, and it's sort of a risque sort of book, and the musical's nothing like that.
I heard it was like depressing and more serious. And,
Yeah,
and more deadly than.
She didn't like the book as much, I was gonna say. And Aaron, what do you think? Anybody? Well, she read the book, and I don't remember the author. Maybe she would, but
Same author as Wicked? Is that what the question basically
no,
is?
the author of Wicked.
The author of Wicked is the same one as...
Well, the musical's
No.
entirely different, but it was based on this book.
Frank
Oh,
Baum.
the musical
Frank Baum
version.
wrote The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's not him.
That's not him.
He was long dead by 19.
He wrote it back in the late 1800s.
Right.
So the theory goes.
No. The Wizard of Oz was first a silent movie back in the late 1800s or early 1900s.
It was a stage production even before that. Did you know that?
All right. Well,
I don't know about that.
Ingrid, Rebecca, Aaron, answer those trivia questions. We'll jump into the
That's
to
called
the
knowledge
news.
fake.
In news. The county commissioners hired a new director of the health department. Apparently, number 2 person in the emergency operations office.
If I'm correct.
I think. Well, we'll have the details. Kira McCarthy was there,
Mm-hmm.
and John already has a story posted about a district judge signed an order to remove the embattled constable after county attorney requested, or I thought it was someone filed a petition for it. That's not
the
quite.
Justice of the Peace, Rivera, Annie, whatever, the JP one, who this guy's a constable for.
And
She
a
filed.
JP can do it. I thought I was going
Anybody can. She filed it as a private citizen.
Okay.
Is this Garza?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Manny Sullivan says the answer is Gregory McGuire.
Did you Google that?
I don't know. She says. I believe her. And Joni Lopez joined us.
We keep forgetting the caveat, no Googling.
Gregory McGuire. That's different from Jerry McGuire. Another sports
Show me the money.
reference.
And that's what he was saying.
But the JP did it, huh? I thought
The
somebody...
county attorney
Yeah.
Kellen helped her write the petition
All right.
But she did it as a private citizen.
as a private
But
citizen.
what's happened is there's going to be a hearing, so he hasn't been removed from office yet, the constable, because there has to be a hearing on this issue.
On the 9th, I think?
Yeah.
No, not towards the 9th.
Linda just joined us. How are
But
you,
the
Linda?
the petition says the hearing's gonna be in Placido. As opposed,
Placido?
yeah, that's what the petition says, as
Is
opposed
he
to
down
the
in that
courthouse.
area?
That's his precinct, I
Yeah.
guess.
Huh.
Oh.
Then
I like that place though.
Elena has a story about Gary Worsham, who's being honored for all his work with Devereaux, so very deserving. That's awesome. And
For $300 a ticket, you can go watch him be honored.
all right, well, it's for a good cause. It's
It's
for
a really
Devereaux.
good cause.
For Devereaux. Then we got a little short preview about the United Way Bash, another good cause. That's coming up Friday night. There's also, before this, Tejas Production Services, a new company that expanded recently, we wrote about it. They're having a big community barbecue. I think we've had that in the paper already. I hope we have already. But it's, I saw an ad for it too. So you can go out and get some free barbecue, have a good time, and then go to the United Way Bash. Both. So there's always something going on. Well, I don't recall. JR's been raising a lot of money for it.
Don't they have it at the?
Is it at the country club?
What is that, the country club?
Probably.
What was last Friday?
Last Friday was the Film Fest and
No,
and
in
Jam
terms of
Fest.
United Way.
Jam Fest.
In terms of United Way.
I don't know.
Some of these candidates for this United Way Bash did a lip syncing contest at Jam Fest.
Oh yeah. So there's Jam Fest going on.
I will say that JR's first video that he released of the lip syncers, they weren't very into
No,
lip
they
syncing.
weren't.
Then
Especially JR, he comes out, it's like,
the Film Fest was amazing this weekend. The Art Car Parade with some new vehicles there that were really cool.
that robot one was
And the
pretty
exhibit
cool.
there at the 5 Points is pretty cool too.
What movie did you like best at the film fest?
I enjoyed almost all of them, but the one I enjoyed by far and away the best movie of the year is Tejano. Really, really good. I recommend anybody
It was
find it on Amazon Prime.
Well photographed.
And, well, good script, good
So
acting.
you're saying the cinematography was good, Tony?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Direction.
was my friend John any good?
I didn't see that.
I
one.
didn't see that. I was going to,
But we saw Bite Me.
but yeah, we saw Bite Me instead. Which
It
I
was
didn't.
amusing. It was amusing.
Oh.
It was amusing. You gotta give it points for being original. And supposedly the makers of that movie are gonna come back and have a vampire party
Oh, really?
in June or somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a good movie.
But that was my favorite. Although Bite Me won the best film. Tejano was, and it won best director. Tejano did best director. Won best film.
Bite Me won Best Film?
Yeah.
Did it?
That's what our list in the paper Sunday said that, and so I said, well, I should go see this movie, and I did. But Tejano was the best film. That's my opinion.
It seemed like I had a big.
But-
I meant to ask her about rehearsal. She rehearsed her scenes.
The fun thing about being at a film fest too is you get to meet people involved in the film, and Tony and I both met one of the stars of Tejano. She's a long-time investigative reporter down the valley who retired and got discovered for this movie and has now been an acting career.
Didn't she say she interviewed the director
I think so,
months
yeah.
before her retirement? And after she retired,
He's
the
been in
director
7 films now, I think.
called
I think
her
the
up.
story said.
But Tana was her first.
And asked her to audition for this, and she got it. But so I would,
It was a part originally written for
That was
man.
John's story this morning.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Emma Perez,
You know, so when Bite Me makes it big, we'll say winner of the Victoria Film Fest.
That's right.
You know how those little things always do that? Winner of Canes, winner of, what's the one in Utah? I can't remember.
Sundance.
Sundance.
Cannes, Sundance, yeah.
Winner of, pretty soon it'll just be winner of Victoria.
I don't know why more people turn out for the film fest because it's definitely worth your time. But we're also playing it safe. Just see McDonald's kind of cookie cutter movies. That any movie that's a little outside that box doesn't get any kind of following. Independent film doesn't get the following it should.
in
in
the,
my opinion.
I guess in the non-independent, the mainstream studios, I saw with Robbie, Best of Enemies.
Best of Enemies.
The Best of Enemies, which
What's
is
that
a
one?
true story.
Through the film fest?
No, it's
No.
Cinemark.
One
He
was-
segued.
It's a new movie with Sam Rockwell, and
What's it about?
it's about desegregation of schools in
Oh, I've seen
in
clips
North
of that.
Carolina. Sam
Yeah.
Rockwell plays a Klan member,
Oh, yeah.
C.P. Lewis, and I forget the actress who plays Anne Atwater. And I remember that name from the 70s, but I thought it was Anna Atwater. But Anne Atwater was a social activist who pushed for the school, the all-black school burned.
Because she was the wife of one of the Klans members, right?
The previews look like very much the Hollywood version of history. Let's say that to me.
Yeah, but it's
I like
based,
Sam Rockwell.
but it's based on a true story, and at the end you see historic film interviews of the two, Ann Atwater, and C.P. Lewis.
Yeah. So you give it a thumbs up.
I give it a definite thumbs up. It is a little long. I thought it was a little long, but it's a good story process, and you see development of the characters throughout, really.
All right.
And
Well,
it was just Anne Heche, is that her name?
Anne Heche.
Anne Heche. I think she's in it. I think she plays CP's or Sam Rockwell's wife.
Yeah,
She's
that's the one
blonde,
that's the
isn't it?
one
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Well, moving
remember
away
from-
from entertainment, in your schools, we've got, if you've got a smart kid, you need to pick up the paper tomorrow, because all the VSD Academic Excellence Award winners are going to be in the paper. More than 200 students selected to be honored. So we're running those in photos, some of the photos, and the rest online. So all our other, your school's features, a bunch of short items. We got a bunch in Sunday. Sunday was packed of things happening around the crossroads and sports. We've got our outdoors package, growing popularity outdoors package, hunting, fishing, everything else you need to know. And of course, Texas Tech is in the championship game tonight.
Yes.
Yeah,
Isn't that
against
amazing? Go
Virginia.
Texas Tech.
So that's gonna be a late game, but if you are a subscriber, if you go to our e-edition and click on it, you'll see the full game coverage and photos. Because that game will probably end past our print deadline, but we'll update it on our e-edition.
And
on
what do
our
you predict
website.
for this outcome tonight?
Virginia's been sneaking by every opponent, so I'm going to go with Tech.
Yeah, Tech can play tough defense, and I don't think Virginia's going to score that much on them. So that plays right into how Tech.
So that'd be a good year for both the women's and men's basketball.
Baylor
for
won.
Texas. For Texas.
Did
Baylor
Baylor
won.
win?
Yeah,
They did,
women
the
women
thriller.
won. So
I thought they were-
Baylor won the
the
national
Big 12 could
championship.
win both men's and women's national championship.
Be a big year for Texas
I
sports.
thought I saw they
college
were
sports.
still in like the Final Four.
No, they won
But
yesterday.
nothing happened.
Yesterday.
They
That was in
beat
the paper
Notre Dame.
today.
I didn't read sports today. Yes, I should read sports every day.
Yeah, it was a good sports section today.
I didn't see that controversial semifinal game, did you?
Where the
The
which
guy
one?
was supposedly fouled, and then the double dribble.
Oh yeah, the double dribble. He yes, I saw that. And he definitely double dribbled. That was a blown call.
Who
The
game was this?
Virginia was down by 2.
Mhm.
Last second 3-point shot to try to win the game. He misses it. But the guy gets fouled, and cool as a cucumber, hits all 3 free throws to win the game. And I did think he was fouled. I think that foul was legit, but they never had the opportunity because the guy, lost the ball, basically dribbling it, and then he didn't pick it up with one hand. He picked it up with both hands, right?
Yeah,
And then
dribbled
started
again.
and dribbled it. That was double dribble.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you could argue it would be if, and then I go back and look at it. If somebody they tipped it away from him, but that didn't. No, he just
Yeah.
lost it.
If he just lost in Arizona, that's definitely double dribble.
Yeah. And he's bringing up at half court, and then they would have gone over. No time left for anything to happen. That was a heartbreaker for Auburn.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Auburn now because I'm going to find an opportunity to use this comparison, but I try to explain to people, like I spoke in another speech over the weekend about journalism and the difference between news and entertainment and opinion, and how TV just blurs that all together and it confuses people, so they don't trust journalists because they're all confused by what they see on TV. And I thought here's a great example of if you follow sports. Because I'm a newspaper, that's all defined. You go to the viewpoints page for opinion, you go to the news for news, you go to the entertainment page for entertainment. You can make sense of it. When people are confused by TV, like Charles Barkley, I mean, just openly rooting for Auburn all the time because he went to Auburn. A lot. It's entertainment, though. But he obviously knows basketball, so I can see how people would be confused that he's a journalist. No, not even close. He's not a journalist. He's just a homer on TV providing comic relief about the game.
He's confessed that too.
Well, how can you not confess it? Obviously, I mean,
Well, I'm not saying,
and-
but I've heard him say it's like, yeah, I'm shamelessly slanted in this or something like that. But even the other commentators on, are you talking about commentators on CBS?
Yeah. They acknowledge it, but it's like watching these cable shout shows, though. I mean,
Yeah.
people just yelling back and forth about whatever the political issue of the day. They're not journalists. They're just spouting their opinion. They're the Charles Barkley of the current.
But they got those four, because their whole purpose is to interact and to argue and to put each other down and to you know, just, I mean, they want to get them arguing on TV. It's entertainment.
It's just
That's what
entertainment.
it is.
It's just
CBS.
entertainment, which is fine. I have no problem with it. I'm just making a point because I
You
had.
gotta be careful what you believe though.
Yeah.
Well, what I don't like are people like, is it Michael Strahan, who was with Kelly, whatever,
Yeah.
Kelly and
and then
Michael.
now he's on
Good Morning
ABC,
America.
and they're giving him, well, I can't think of examples, but they're giving him tough interviews
Yeah.
to do, and I'm thinking, this guy is not a journalist.
Right.
And you just know somebody has written all the questions out, or somebody's telling them in his earpiece,
Sure.
and it's like, you know, it's like he's just a happy-go-lucky, funny guy on TV, and then now he just pops in and out of being a role as an interviewer. I don't like that at all.
No.
I'm sorry.
It blurs the line. It blurs the line, and that's my concern about just helping people understand the difference between news and opinion and entertainment. That's why we get a letter together from a woman. Well, hold on a second. It's a little tone.
Did we turn that?
It's a Quail Creek
Somebody's
suicide
turned it
call.
down.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's our police scanner. Sorry. Where was I going with that? What did I say before?
Blurring the line.
Blurring the lines. Well, we got an anonymous letter from a woman.
Oh.
She's, just furious that we published a letter to the editor from someone else, and it's like, really, she's made the leap that a letter to the editor was the newspaper's position when obviously it's not. It's just one person's who wrote the letter to the editor's opinion, and we encourage people to send us letters to the editor about anything.
We would have printed that letter too, if
Of
it weren't
course,
anonymous.
yeah, if we weren't anonymous, yeah.
Yeah. What was it? We're the only, any other business that prints their hate mail? That we publish our hate mail, we let people read our hate mail. I like to read the hate mail for
We
a lot of
publish our
companies.
corrections too. It's part of
Yeah.
our accountability.
Yeah,
So
I
what's
like to
your
read hate mail
Unitarians?
from, for a lot of
The
companies in this
Unitarians.
town.
Oh,
Yeah, we're an interesting group. So I got to
Today?
talk to the Sunday.
Oh.
Talk Sunday. I didn't working Sunday. Then speaking of the hurricane conference Thursday, I gotta get that talk ready next. How's that slideshow coming, Tom?
Good.
All right.
I'll show you today.
Wow, where's
Okay.
that gonna be?
Then I'll
The
send it.
conference?
At the
Hurricane.
community center Thursday. Community center.
What time?
12:30 or
Open to the
thereabouts
public?
somewhere. Well,
If
you
you
pay
pay
for
your
it.
fee.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I won't be here. I'll be in
Um,
Colorado
I
You
speak
and
to a
John
bunch of,
and-
When are you heading to Colorado?
Wednesday.
you driving?
No,
uh,
for a short weekend, man.
Oh.
drive there, tell everybody hi, and turn back
Not gonna be
around.
about
You
it.
only spend an hour there and then drive
Yes.
back. How
That's a long
is
drive.
that? That's
16
forever.
hours.
One way?
So I mean, you
Denver,
could make
yeah.
it. If you, I don't like driving that long at once, though.
Yeah.
You could
My
do
eyes-
it, but it's
My eyes become tired.
It's
and
pretty dangerous.
You
I
start
think.
seeing things on the road, and it's like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I usually would go 8 hours another day.
We had to stop twice from Des Moines to here. We had to stop 2 different places to spend the
I
night.
stop up in Plainview thereabouts, and then the
About
rest
halfway,
away. But then we got District Golf, District 35A All District Golf, a recap of Baylor winning the Women's National Championship, all the outdoors, inside elements that we talked about. There's a hilarious photo the guy showed of a. Did you see that photo? So the ugliest, some kind of fish, and this fish
Oh.
is ugly fish with its teeth showing. It's ugly, and this guy who took the picture had his big teeth showing too. He did it on purpose to mimic the fish. It's hilarious. It's a good. So if you have hunting or fishing photos you want to submit, just send them our way.
Like that guy sent a picture of a real
Yeah, the-
tiny fish last week.
Yeah.
This is one ugly fish. I can't remember the variety of it, but let's see. Anything else big to talk on the state digest? I don't see the state digest here. Nationally, internationally, anything to talk about, Tony? That you saw?
No, just the Homeland Security Secretary
Oh, was out.
resigned.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
I can't think of her name. She was
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
apparently
Blame for the problems at the border.
Well, I mean, one report said that she was trying to tell the president that shutting down the border was not, he didn't have the authority.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, want to tell that to the president?
Not
Basically, she said it would take an act of Congress to shut down the border. And I don't know if that's entirely true, but there has to be some leeway. But I also heard another factor. If you shut down the border, $1.7 billion of merchandise crosses that border every day, both ways.
Well, we'll have all the
That's just
news,
a drug.
news from around the state and the country
Legal merchandise.
via the Associated Press and the Texas Tribune. I was just explaining that to a reader this morning who misses the USA Today section. And we miss it too, but they didn't give us any choice. They eliminated it. Just want to repeat that. We've said that before, but they quit offering that service, so we have opted instead to get more content from the Texas Tribune and the Associated Press for our state, national, international coverage. So that's what we're doing. But back to our trivia question. First one, what does the sports term up fake mean? Yeah, I think Tom's got a pretty good up fake. Gets people off the ground.
Actually did, actually.
All right. That's what people who can't jump really
That's
rely
true.
heavily on up fakes.
Yep.
According to Merriam-Webster, who never played basketball, an up fake is a fake in which a player makes an upward movement to simulate starting to take a shot. This is not to be mistaken with the slang term fake up. Fake up?
Careful how
What?
you say all that.
Which is used to describe a breakup after which the couple ends up getting back together again.
A fake breakup.
Who's confused in that? I've never even heard fake up. Well, that's a weird answer, isn't it? Have you heard
Yes.
the term fake up? Oh yeah, I was gonna confuse the.
I don't watch TMZ enough, so I'm not sure.
Anyway, that's okay. That's a weird one. And then who wrote the novel Wicked? That Wicked is based on. Mindy Sullivan says Gregory Maguire, and the answer is Gregory Maguire.
Nice.
Woo! Maguire has written several novels inspired by children's classic literature and fairy tales, including Wicked, and After Alice, and Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister. So Gregory Maguire apparently made a little cottage industry out of writing about fairy tales, sort of. All right. Well, that's that. I'll get throw one last one in because I got this. Billy Eichner, comedian and host of Billy on the Street, once had a role in what beloved NBC sitcom? I have no idea who Billy Eichner is.
Friends.
You know who Billy Eichner is? Billy on the Street. Anybody? Shama just joined us. Pat McDonald. Don Posey. It is Parks and Rec. Eichner played Craig Middlebrooks in season 6 and 7. My kids really like Parks and Rec.
I never saw one episode
It's
of
supposed to be very funny. Very funny.
Couldn't get through it.
All right.
It seems like there's a lot of it's ad lib, but I think some of it is.
Well, if you want to talk about Parks and Rec, Tony hasn't seen it, but you can give him a call. If you want to talk to him about Game of Thrones, he doesn't watch that either.
I did finish watching House of Cards. You know, the one that got a black eye
Kevin
because Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
Yeah.
I saw the final season. Horrible, lame. I couldn't even. I was so disappointed.
I never watched any of it. But anyway,
It just went
if you
off
have-
the rails.
If you want to call us about any news tips or whatever else, just let us know. Give us a call here at the newsroom at 574-1222. Peace out.